the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone and all the flowers are dying. It's you must go and I must bide. But come ye back when summer's in the meadow, or when the valleys hush and white with snow. It's I'll be here in sunshine or in shadow. Oh Danny boy, I love you so.
My name is Virginia Frontiero McKinnon, and I'm at the Rose Baker Senior Center, and I'm here for the St. Patrick's Day party. And I'd like to tell you about my book. Now, my whole journey began here at the Gloucester Senior Center when I saw a class advertise a group to write memoir stories. And at the time, my mother and my father's siblings were all gone, and I was just thinking about recording some family history for the next, for future generations. And I said, now, all these stories are going to be gone, and I think it's really important to start to record them. So I started to write my little stories, and we met twice a month. We met on the first and third Thursday of the month. So Wednesday night, I would sit and write a story to read at class. And I continued, must be at least 10 years of writing stories. And some of this story writing really saved my life because I was going through a difficult time, and my husband had several strokes, and after I put him to bed at night, I would try to sit and write a story, and it was like an escape for me to write these little stories. And then I joined the Gloucester Writers Center, and we had an open mic group, and Roger Davis heard me tell one of my stories, and he said, he says, I think people would enjoy reading those stories. And I said, well, Roger, these stories weren't written to be published in a book. They're my little family stories for my family to enjoy. So he said, well, he says, I'll meet you down the senior center, he said, and if you have them all on a PDF, he says, we can just sit there in 20 minutes. I think we can have it all done. Well, Roger started visiting my home, and he visited me for a whole year before we got the book together and got it edited. And I had someone come and help me get the stories organized on my computer. And then we did get it. Roger edited the book many times, and we had Barbara Boudreau come as second editor. And we got the book all together. Finally, it was July 25th, 2022, that we submitted the book to Kindle Direct Publishing, self-published, and the books were shipped to me. We were just so excited to see. Actually, I had a professional cover done, and none of my kids liked it. They said, Ma, that don't look like you. So my daughter says, come on, Ma, I'm taking you down the boulevard, and I'm taking your picture for the book. So that's a picture my daughter, Mary Ellen Burnham, took to put on the cover. And then Dorothy Nelson, she wrote a beautiful piece on the back and recommending the book. And Roger loved these old pictures of me as a child and a teenager and as a businesswoman. And he did that on the back cover. I thought that was so nice of him. Well, we got the book published, and down at the Gloucester Writers Center, they had a book signing for me, and that was on August the 15th of 2022. That's about the time I received the books. And we had over 60 people show up, and they didn't all fit in the building. Some had to be outside. And Roger gave a wonderful talk about me, and he says he didn't meet me till I was 90, you know, in my 90s, and now imagine being a published author at 93 years old. And I must have sold like 42 books at that book signing, and it was really wonderful. And Roger talked about me. He says I was a treasure to my family, and I was a treasure to the Writers Center, and I was a treasure to Gloucester. You know, he's such a wonderful person, and he keeps doing the updates. Even now, his wife has a teaching position in India, so I talk to him. We talk on the computer, and when it's 10 o'clock at night here, it's 10 o'clock in the morning in India. So we keep getting updates done. And I just received my 4th printing of 50 books, and over 50 books have been sold on Amazon. And it's just, people tell me how much they enjoy reading the stories. They're really simple little Gloucester stories. And I tell about my grandparents immigrating here from Sicily, and the Frontieros and the Piscatellos, and then about growing up and what it was like, my father being a fisherman, having to get up 2 o'clock in the morning to get to the fishing grounds at daybreak. And during St. Peter's Fiesta, my dad would be in, and as a child he would take me down to check the engine of his boat, and we had to jump from boat to boat. He'd pull on the rope so the boat would get close enough so we could jump to the next boat. Sometimes we had to jump 6 boats out. So that's when my dad and his friends decided that they would build their own wharf, and they bought the old Ben Pine's wharf. They bought his old wharf, and they renovated it, and they made the Gloucester Fisherman's wharf there. So my dad had a wonderful place to tie up his boat. They didn't have to bother with anyone else buying the fish. They could sell directly to the fish markets in New York. Oh, there's so many stories that had to be recorded, things that happened back in history that probably been forgotten, you know. And this is where, here we are back at the senior center, come full circle.
And how can people get them?
And actually, down at the bookstore on Main Street, she says they fly off the shelves. I just left her 6 more books, and she sold so many books. And now people have even coming in wanting multiple copies. And someone was in looking for 6 copies, and someone else had just bought 4 copies. And people that are reading the book, they're telling me now that they're buying this book. Says, I know what to give my friend for a birthday present now. They're going to get a copy of your book. And I'm really amazed and really exciting. It's been such an exciting project for me, you know, at my age.
Are you working on anything else?
I keep writing stories, and I've been writing stories for the Gloucester 400 celebration, and I'm so excited because I got approved to put the logo on my book. And of course, for the logo to be on the book, they had to have a disclaimer saying that they weren't responsible for anything that's in the book. and that was the latest edition. The latest edition here, and there's, I don't know if you can see that, but that's Roger and I at the book signing. He's such a wonderful person, you know. If it wasn't for Roger, there wouldn't be, I had no idea how to put a book together. And I can still call Roger, and I can still do updates. And it's been such a wonderful journey, and it all began here at the Gloucester Rose Baker Senior Center. And we continue, and we really invite people to join the writers group, the memoir group. And also, Ronald E. Reagan, he has also had a book published here, and at least has the books in the flyer. And, you know, and it's a great day today. Just a pleasure for me to be here today. Met a lot of old friends, and it's been a long time since I attended one of these. And I'll continue to go to the memoir group as long as I can, because one of the greatest joys of my life is to meet with other authors, other writers. So it's been really great. Thank you so much for the interview.
In Dublin's fair city, where the girls are so pretty, it's there that I first met sweet Molly Malone. She rode barrel through streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, sing along. Alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. In Dublin's fair city, where the girls are so pretty, the first set my eyes on sweet Molly Malone. She wheeled her barrow through streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, 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 oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Thank you. Thanks for the request. So this is called The Cobbler of Gloucester. Have you heard the tale of the cobbler of Gloucester, who had the heart of a whale and the grip of a lobster? As if touched from above, he shared his warm, healing love while mending shoes, vest, or glove. The Cobbler of Gloucester tells the story of a man whose mastery in leather for a century would span, a most accomplished sailor and rugged fisherman. Patriarch and patriot, hero of Pacific theater, others would refuse to dare, while Joe would never fear to. Working with Sicilian skill, he plied his trade with iron will, determined to support his tribe, thus life's nectar to imbibe. Salute and hail this sturdy sailor, Joe Mondello, leather tailor. Should you encounter a Mondello, count yourself a lucky fellow. Are there any Mondellos in the room? Yeah? I'm good friends with Gino Mondello, so with kindness more than one could ask, to those of us whom he has shod, Joe has earned his final task, kneeling at the foot of God. So there's an Irish cobbler song that I was trying to find different verses for, and I found another song instead that's actually much better suited for Joe. And it was actually from a musical in 1916. It's called The Cobbler's Song, and I just made up a melody for it. So, let me just get it. I sit and cobble at slippers and shoon, from the rise of the sun to the set of the moon. Cobble and cobble as best I may, cobble all night and cobble all day, and I sing as I cobble this cheerful lay. The stouter I cobble, the less I earn, for the soles ne'er crack nor the uppers turn. The better my work, the less my pay, but work can only be done one way. And as I cobble with needle and thread, I judge the world by the way they tread. Heels worn thick and soles worn thin, toes turned out and toes turned in. There's food for thought in a sandal skin. For prince and commoner, poor and rich, stand in need of the cobbler's stitch. Why then worry what lies before? Hangs life by a thread no more. I sit and cobble at slippers and shoon, from the rise of the sun to the set of the moon. Cobble and cobble as best I may, cobble all night and cobble all day. And I sing as I cobble this cheerful day. I want you to sing that chorus with me one more time. I sit and cobble at slippers and shoon. I sit at cobble and slippers and shoon, from the rise of the sun to the set of the moon. From the rise of the sun to the set of the moon. Cobble and cobble as best I may. Cobble and cobble as best I may. Cobble all night and cobble all day. Cobble all night and cobble all day. And I sing as I cobble this cheerful day. And I sing as I cobble this cheerful day. Here's to you, Joe. Here's to San Giuseppe. Viva San Giuseppe.
Oh, the captain, he holds up the anchor. He sees the stars and the sun. Oh, I swear if I ever return again to my darling sweet kisses I'd run, singing sailing for Bonny Bay. It's been 7 long years I've transported you, 7 long years and a day. Oh, I wish I were drowned on the ocean bed, for they've taken my true love away, singing sailing for Bonny Bay.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
We're helping serve people as a chef.
All right. Where did you come from? Where are you from?
Gloucester High School transition program.
Wow. What's your name?
Alex.
And what's your name?
Sal.
Sal. Are you working very hard today?
Today?
Did I see you dancing?
Yeah. With the people.
You're dancing for the people?
Yeah.
That's great.
Did you?
We were serving food, and my name is Dylan Martin Moran from the Gloucester Transition Program from Gloucester High School, and we would like to wish you all a happy St. Patrick's Day.
Please, won't you tell me who is she? Chris Leghorn, get up here. This is a song that was written by Ed Harrigan and kind of brought back to life by Mick Maloney. It's about the tenements. It's about the tenements in Lower Manhattan and how it was just a jumble of back in the 1800s, all kinds of folks from all over the world. It's down in Bothell Alley lives Timothy McNally, a wealthy politician and a gentleman at that. Adored by all the ladies, the costumes and the babies, who occupy the buildings called McNally's Row of Flat. And it's Ireland and Italy, Jerusalem and Germany, China and Africa, and a paradise for cats, all jumbled up together in the snow or rainy weather. They constitute the tenants in McNally's row of flats. This great conglomeration of men from every nation, the Tower of Babylonia, it could not equal that. Peculiar institution where the brooms without dilution are rattled off together in McNally's row of flats. And it's Ireland and Italy, Jerusalem and Germany, China and Africa, and a paradise for cats, all jumbled up together in the snow or rainy weather. They constitute the tenants in McNally's row of flats. It never is expected the rent will be collected. They levy on the furniture, the bedding and the slats. And you'd ought to see the rally and the battle in the alley when they're throwing out the tenants from McNally's row of flats. And it's Ireland and Italy, Jerusalem and Germany, China and Africa, and a paradise for cats, all jumbled up together in the snow or rainy weather. They constitute the tenants in McNally's row. Take it.
Dancing, Chris and Moira. Nice.
Thanks to Chris Leghorn and Moira Kelly for stepping out and stepping up. I've been the wild rover for many years a year, and I spent all my money on whiskey and beer. But now I'm returning with golden great store, and I never will play the wild rover no more. And it's no way never, no way never no more will I play the wild rover. No, never, no more. I see some of you got the clapping right. 4, 2, 1. I went into a alehouse I used to frequent, and I told the landlady me money was spent. I asked her for credit, she answered me nay. Such a custom as yours I'm not any day, and there's no way never, no way never no more will I play the wild rover. No, never, no more. So I pulled from my pocket 10 sovereigns white, I go home to my parents, confess what I've done, and I'll ask them to pardon their prodigal son. And when they embrace me as oft times before, well, I never will pay them, I'll go or no more.